There are no declarations of interest, and so therefore I would like to invite our new councillor to come forward. And Celeste, could I invite you to come to the to this position here, and if you could take the oral declaration. So I'll invite you to read the declaration. Thank you.
Should I be reading into this right here? Yep, doesn't matter. I, Celeste Marie Donovan, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform the duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Christchurch City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act. Dated at Christchurch this 19th day of October 2021.
Okay. To sign the declaration, and then the Chief Executive and I will join you to stand behind to witness your signing of the declaration.
Just like a wee one here.
Whakataua kia rangi e tūnei, whakataua kia papetau tō nei titio ki oroa, titio ki awatea, titio ki tapo tāne nui ārangi. Whāno haramai te toki, haui e hui e tāi ki eri. Ko te mea tuatahi māku mihi ki te atu uru manawa, ko nāna nei te timatanga, ko nāna nei te whakamutunga o tātou te iwi. Te mea atu uru me mihi ki a tātou katoa ko tā mai nei, mihi tonu, kia koe hoki, a Leanne, mihi nui kia koe, koutou ko Andrew, me Dom, tēnā koutou katoa. Koutou ngā manukura ko tā mai nei, tēnei te mihi ki o koutou katoa. E te manukura hou, e Celeste, nau mai haramai ki tēnei te kaunihero o tautahi. Nau mai haramai, piki mai tō mahi, ki roto i tō hāpori. Nau mai haramai, i roto i te manaakitanga, i roto i te mana o tātou, o te whenua nei, e te mana whenua o mai tuahuriri. Nā reira, e Celeste, nau mai whakatau mai, nau mai ki te kaunihero o tautahi. Tēnā tātou, kia ora mo tātou tātou. He wai, te tōma.
No, sorry, Celeste, I'd like to invite you now to address the council for the first time.
Thank you, Ian. Tēnā koutou katoa, ngā mihi nui ki kia koutou. First of all, Christchurch is such a great city. It is becoming a jewel in the New Zealand crown for a lot of reasons. It is quite a responsibility being selected to sit around this table and advocate for both the beautiful coastal ward and the city as a whole. I'd like to start by thanking friends and family who've been such a huge support to me and have helped me throughout my campaign. Your efforts have made today a reality, and I wouldn't be here without you. I'd like to thank the residents of the coastal ward who got out and voted, and for putting your faith in me as I promise to work hard to make sure your voice is heard at the council table. And it's an honour to represent you and advocate for the coastal ward in our city. You'll see that there's a sign language interpreter here today, not only because I have strong links to the deaf community in Sumner as a former student of Vanish College, but also I believe now more than ever, we must find new ways of making local democracy accessible to babies and everyone within the community, and making it more relevant and engaging to a wider range of voices. I haven't attempted to do sign language today, it's a bit rusty, so we'll save that for another time. The purpose of this role I see as one of service towards making our communities and city a better place for future generations. So I'd like to honour some of the people who have inspired me by their dedication, integrity and service to their community. Dirk DeLu, who recently passed away, and he was a recipient of the Christchurch City Council Civic Award for his persistent and courageous work to advocate for the people in his adopted city. Dirk was born in San Fran in the USA, but he made New Zealand his home. Dirk's entire life, right until the end, was devoted towards making a better future for not only this generation, but he's looking ahead to what our children will inherit. A second person I'd like to acknowledge is Bob Andrews. Bob was an immigrant. He came from Birmingham in England, and he spent 60 years working in the coastal community, and he was the chair of so many community groups, including the Residents Association, which I'm part of, that it would be impossible to mention them all, but needless to say, he was known as the Mayor of New Brighton.
He was.
So these are the kind of people that I draw upon for inspiration and sort of legacy that I'd like to carry forward. I've always been a firm believer in people and not politics. The communities that make up the coastal ward, they need a strong voice that isn't afraid to stand up and take on the challenges of the future. And this is what motivated me to stand for this position. I hope to have some part in shaping a positive future for the area. And while it's difficult on council to be a master of everything, some of the things I will be focusing on is how do we address the impacts of climate change, particularly relating to the coastal area? How do we do community engagement in a way that works for the communities? And how do we work with people that have great ideas about enhancing Christchurch as a great place to live? My local community, which stretches from Brooklands to South Shore, needs an effective seat at the table so they feel part of decision making. So, once again, I believe in working across political and personality divides to get things done. We're all here to see our city flourish, and I look forward to working together as a team around the council table. And I invite all councillors to talk with me, whatever side of the debate we stand on. And when we leave the council chamber, we can still say we're part of the Christchurch team. Whenever I sit at the table, I hope to sound more informed than opinionated, but we'll see how that goes. No rewa tēnā koutou katoa. Thank you.
Well, welcome officially to your new role, and thank you for those inspiring words that they'll stand you in good stead. The